Boy, an exciting opening match here at Eastway Lanes in Erie, the Flagship Open. And moving on will be Steve-Hoskins. Hoskins and Kent tied 222, and then finally Hoskins prevails. He will move on now to take on Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Chris Barnes. Let's send it down now to my partner, Marshall Holman.
All right. Thank you very much, Phil. And Doug, it was a great match. It came down to a tiebreaker, and he just kept putting the pressure on you. He was shooting first. What are your feelings?
Well, obviously he made the right shots at the right time, and I didn't. But you know, I would have liked to see it go back and forth instead of having him lead off each time. So, well, that's the way it goes, I guess.
All right, but still a very good finish. And, you know, your problem in that game was not hitting the pocket. You hit the pocket more than anybody else. You left the 4-9 late in the game. It was just a matter of carry, and sometimes the game goes by awfully fast and tough to get dialed in just right.
Yeah, well, when you're bowling against the best out here, they get a little advantage when they get ahead of you. And especially this week here, they were striking a lot. So if you fall behind, it's that much harder to make up the ground. So.
All right, thank you. Nice tournament, Doug. And now, Phil, back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Marshall. Well, Hoskins survived, but up in front of him, a couple of very tough competitors. Walter Ray Williams Jr., he's won back-to-back titles, 32 career championships, and also Chris Barnes. Barnes making his 9th televised appearance of the year. First shot, Walter brings it, and that's it. Big strike to start the second match. Good-looking player here, Chris Barnes.
Now, Phil, it wasn't like we didn't have great players in the first match,
That's
but when
right.
you have Chris Barnes and Walter Ray Williams both in the same match, now bowling against Steve-Hoskins, you got the studs.
Hoskins, with a 10-pin see you later. Oh, my.
What a power shot from Hoskins. And take a look at this head pin, folks. Bang and bang.
Nerf bowling. Wow.
Yeah, even surprised Hoskins.
Williams up quickly.
Will it? No, the 8-pin will not fall. Ball very close to the channel, but it hooks back. He wasn't worried about that. What he's worried about is getting all 10 down. 2, 4, 10, and a look of confusion from Chris Barnes.
Walter picks up the spare. Now, they did get a few practice balls before this second match, but Barnes lost.
Yeah, and they need the practice because I keep using the word transition. The lanes change. The oil moves. Hard and straight.
There you go. Yeah.
Look at that. What a great spare, making the 2-4-10. Chris Barnes. Ball left to the 2-pin. He knew he had it. He needed it.
Hoskins.
Again? Yes, again. 2 messengers in a row for Hoskins. He's shaking it off. We'll watch the head pin go to the sideboard and do the damage on the 10-pin. This is fun. Well, Walter Ray Williams starting out strike, spare strike, trying to be just the 3rd player to win 3 consecutive single titles in a row. Tough task.
Barnes in the 3rd. And he sets in the pocket.
All right.
And the ball was flush in the pocket, but it's coming in a little too high flush. Players are going to continually move left on the approach and on the lane.
Hoskins up in the 3rd. He told me earlier this afternoon he wasn't even going to bowl here. In fact, he hasn't bowled here for 4 years. His wife, Lisa, talked him into it, and I'm sure glad he's here. He's glad he's here. As he leaves just the 9.
Now, there's the ball coming in just ever so high. Years ago, the solid 9 used to be a bad break. But with today's bowling equipment, it just means you need to move.
Switching balls. And picks up the spare. So a double and a spare for Hoskins.
Hoskins 9 pins ahead of both Barnes and Williams.
Barnes and Williams working on strikes in the third, and Hoskins a spare. Walter up and going.
Came in light in this lane. Yeah, a little light that time, but it's full enough to strike.